Hello, friends, and welcome to a time to sit together and to contemplate spiritual practice. A spiritual practice is any kind of activity we can engage in that helps us to connect to God, help us connect to our better selves, and helps us to be more loving and more appropriately engaged with others, not just human beings, but all living things. So that's what a spiritual practice is. It helps us truly live a beautiful, blessed life. And I would say it this way, helps us to live more closely God's dream for us. So spiritual practices get taught to us in many different ways. And I was taught an absolutely beautiful spiritual practice this week while riding in a Lyft car. I was getting a ride from the church back home, and my driver and I quickly got into a really rich conversation. When people pick you up or drop you off at a church, they sometimes want to have some church conversation. So this woman explained to me that church had been one of the things that really had been helping her the most during this COVID-19 and other situations. She said this past year and a half has been really rough, but I don't know what I would have done without my church family. And we talked about the gift and the blessing of having a faith community to be connected to. And then she started telling me what it had been like to be a Lyft rider, especially during a time of great human vulnerability. And she said how people get into her car and then they sort of act like they can say and do anything they want. She said some people are very sweet and kind and nice and enjoyable to be with. Other people, it's like they have this big explosion of all kinds of negative feelings and thoughts that just come boiling out when they get in her car. And she said, I know this happens to other people. And I said that, well, sometimes it happens in other professions too, that there are people and situations where folks feel safe enough just to let it go, right? And so she told some stories, and then I asked her, I said, so what helps you? What helps you be strong? She said, well, some mornings I just get up and I know it's not going to be a good day. I'm not strong. But other days I'm stronger and I can deal with it better. And then she said, well, but there was one thing that happened this past year that's actually helps me every day. She told me that there's a practice in her church that her pastor or the elders of their church, it's kind of random, it's not on a regular schedule, they text or tweet out a message to members of the church to just kind of uplift them. And she said that this has been going on during the COVID because, we've been going through a lot. I do want to add in here that this person is African American. And so we had talked about that, not just experiencing the illness, but also experiencing racial tensions. And, she picked me up at a Chinese American church. And so we had talked a little bit about the tensions we'd experienced in our community. But she was telling me, she said, so the message that got tweeted out that just really spoke to me was this: broken crayons can still color and make beautiful art. I even have one here with me, a broken crayon. She said, on the days when I wake up and I feel broken, I ask God to help me remember I can still color and make something beautiful happen in the world. We talked about this in the car. We're all broken. I have yet to meet a person who hasn't had something happen in their life that didn't really take something really important away. For some people, the thing that broke them was systemic. For others, it was personal. Sometimes it was a lack of skills on their behalf. Sometimes it was bad decisions. Sometimes it was absolutely random accidents and fates of nature, being in the wrong place at the wrong time. Sometimes it's health. Sometimes it's money. Sometimes it's status and power. We all get broken. And so I just loved that she had received a message from her faith community that said, broken crayons still color and make beautiful art. I've been thinking about that a whole lot. We also talked about the importance of God in our lives and how we believe that God is always calling us forward to be our best, no matter what's happened to us, even the broken things. And that we have a responsibility to try to be our best all the time, especially when things are rough and challenging. So today, my spiritual practice that I want to share with you, that was shared with me, is a reminder. I think Aiden just jumped up, is a reminder that we're all, kitty cat, we all, hello Aiden, we all have broken parts. In fact, this time last year, Aiden, you want to tell him your story? This time last year, Aiden was very sick. He had to get some emergency health care. We thought he was going to die. But they helped him, and he's got some broken places, but he's fabulous and he's okay. Part of the spiritual life is always going to be to turn to God and to ask God to help us be as full and complex and as wonderful as we were always meant to be, no matter what's happened, and to find the resources and the situations that will help us be fabulous. I hope you're enjoying the cat. This is my 5th recording, so I'm going to stick with it. And maybe this is God interrupting and saying, don't get so worried about being perfect. Not all of us are going to be a perfect crayon with nothing wrong with it, with nothing broken. All of us are broken crayons. The cat will jump up while we're making a video. We'll say the wrong words at some times. But we can keep coming back to God's universal goodness and God's call for us to be fabulous and to be good, to help and support each other, especially if somebody is suffering. So that's my message today, which Aiden has helped me to share. Isn't that right, Aiden? Okay. That just be the fabulous you God made you to be. Be strong, hold on, go forward. Be a fabulous, broken crayon, bringing beautiful light and life and love into this world. And now, Aiden, I think we should close. Should we say a little blessing upon everybody? I think so. So Aiden's going to help me bless you today. Dear ones, may you indeed be the recipient of wonderful words of wisdom brought in many different places. Be open to the ways God may bless you with wisdom, even in a Lyft car driver's life experience shared. Let us also be merciful toward the parts of ourselves that are broken and the parts that are broken in others. And may we hold on to our belief in a truly good God who can work through any situation to make something fabulous happen. Dear one, please know that God loves you. I do too. I hope all of you fabulous broken crayons have a very good day. Bye-bye.